obviously it's Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Dave Coldwell. Here in Leeds, you've got Hopey Price on the bill this weekend. First of all, let's shout out your podcast. I've seen Sam Jones here. Tell us how that's all going, the Ball and Brawl.
Yeah, Ball and Brawl podcast is doing really well. Bit of football, bit of boxing. Sam's here now. Josh is joining us, and we're going to do another episode shortly.
Good stuff.
With a special guest.
Check that out. Let's talk about Hopey. I've just spoke to him. First thing I asked, well, one of the things I asked him was if he could spar anyone in the world, who would it be? And he said Inoue. Any chance we get that at some point?
Well, if Inoue ends up fighting a big, tall southpaw, then hopefully so. Yeah.
Well, anyway, he's looking at titles next year. But Saturday night, what can people expect from him?
Part of his progression, for me, we're talking about development. He's a kid that's 8-0. He's 8 fights into his pro career. He's learning every day in the gym. I want him to soak up the experience in the fights, and because when I let him off the leash and when he's into the big fights, the real fights, that's when you're going to see the best of him, and he's just going to progress. And the kid's got no ceiling. He's the first kid that I've trained that when I look at him and I see what he's capable of, I see how he's a sponge, he soaks everything up, and how he responds to every little instruction. The kid's got no ceiling. I think he's going to be a great fighter.
Do you think he's ready to go in with the likes of Liam Davis and Dennis McCann, or are those fights big fights?
But there's ready because you believe that they're better than, and then there's ready because they've got the experience. I wouldn't want to, like I said, I'm not, he's 8 fights in. I'm not chasing titles and people too often, they get a good prospect and they want to rush them in. It's not about rushing them in. Develop that prospect, and then the timing's right, and then you can let them off the leash, and then because of their ability plus their experience that they've gathered, they're ready to stay there and go on to great things.
Just moving on, Lerrone, how's he doing? Obviously unfortunate circumstances ruled him out of his last fight, but how's everything going with him?
He's had to have a couple of weeks off. He'll be back in the gym ticking over next week, and then hopefully February we'll be back. February's a perfect date. January's too early, following having to have a rest. So yeah, February hopefully we want that fight, want that same fight. It's not like we're looking at another fight. That same fight for February. February's perfect.
And Jordan will be looking to bounce back early next year, I'm guessing. Just how's he doing? Obviously took the loss, but at a very good level, and I'm sure he's looking to bounce back.
Yeah, he's all right. He's actually I'll probably be seeing him today. We're in touch all the time on the phone. He's had a nice break, been away on holiday. Fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see what he wants to do, and fingers crossed if he carries on, then get a couple of fights back just to build him back, and then he gets further opportunities. But we'll see what happens.
Okay. And obviously we had Fury Chisora on Saturday night. What did you make of the fight?
I haven't seen it yet. Still, I just haven't had time to get around to catching up on it. I still haven't seen a Chocolatito fight. I started watching the undercard, but I've not got around to seeing that main event yet. I've not got around. I don't want to see highlights. When I don't get to see a fight live, I try and watch the full fight rather than just watching highlights, unless I'm told it's boring. But yeah, I haven't had time to sit down and watch the Chisora Fury fight yet.
I'm sure you might have heard that Usyk and Joyce both came up to Tyson Fury. Who, in your opinion, gives him the harder fight?
It's difficult to say because on ability and skills style, Usyk, but on physicality, then Joyce. So they're both fantastic fights, but for two different reasons.
And obviously, I mean, Usyk, it looks like that's likely to be the next fight if it happens. Can he beat Tyson Fury? Does he have the skill set, the size?
He's got the ability and the mentality, the experience, got all that's in his tank. I just don't know if Fury's too big. At 6'9", being agile, athletic, skill set, brain. I don't know if that size. I don't know if the winner and loser is determined on size. That's my only thing. I believe if they were both the same size, I think Usyk wins.
And we'll see. And let me ask you about Crawford and Avanesyan on this Saturday. Most people are giving Crawford the big advantage. Everyone expects him to win. But if you were coaching Avanesyan, what's he got to do in there?
He's got to do what he is natural to do, which is go in there and fuck him up, basically. He can't go in there and just wait and let Crawford, his brain tick and suss him out and figure him out. It's kind of got to, listen, Crawford's not being active. It's not the fight that we wanted, but it's not a fight that you say, oh, what are you putting that in for? It's a good fight. Avanesyan's a good quality operator. You know, it's very, very strong, tough, can punch. He gives a lot of fighters out there problems. Crawford's inactivity and his aging, sooner or later, that sharpness, you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing him just deteriorate, and you never know with fighters. They can go all of a sudden. You know, I don't expect it in this fight. I do expect Crawford to win the fight, but I don't think it's a bad fight, and I don't think it's a fight that can't be entertaining. And we've seen with other fighters before in the past, Crawford can get tagged and he can get involved. He likes to have a shootout. He does like to have a fight. You know, he takes chances. He gambles, rolls the dice sometimes, and that's what makes him exciting.
Just finally, coming towards the end of the year now, what's been some of your standout moments, both personally and just from boxing in general?
Do you know what? It's hard to say. When people ask me, I'm trying to remember. A lot's gone on, and when I've got a fight coming up, my mind's on that. Standout, really, it's Jordan winning the European title. That's still this year. So it's like you think, him winning the European title is a standout moment for me.
Brilliant, Dave. Appreciate your time and good luck on Saturday.